Master Google Anti-Gravity. This is a beginner-friendly tutorial. Okay, so first thing is that you have to install Anti-Gravity on your Windows or Mac, okay? And then if you don't have it, I have a video on it on my channel, so install it. So after that, you see that we have all these, okay, that you can use. So the first thing that we are going to look at is the agent window. So this is what you have for the agent windows. Okay, you can close it. And then from here, you see that we have the anti-gravity right here, okay? And then you can come and then click on the down arrow and come and select the type of model. So for this tutorial, we are going to use Gemini 3 Pro. Okay, that is the one that we are going to use for this tutorial. And then what you have to know is that over here, where we have the menu, when you click on the file, you have we have all these options. Okay, so the first thing is that we have to save our workspace. So we have to come here to save workspace as, and then come and then click on it so that we save our workspace. So I'm simply going to select a place and I'm going to select the desktop. And then from here, you see that we have the file name for the workspace, and then we have the save type as well. Okay, so let's change the file name, and I'm simply going to name it as my first project. Okay, and then the file type I'm going to leave as code workspace, and then come and then click on save. So we have successfully saved our workspace so that when we close it, we are not going to lose our work. Okay. Now that we have been able to save it, we have to learn how to add folders. So from the file, when you click on it, you see that you can add new files and all that, and then new folders. So we are simply going to add a folder, okay, to our workspace. So all that you have to do is simply come here to where you have add folder to workspace, then you come and then click on it. So over here we are going to select the location. So I'm going to select desktop, and then from here we are going to add it by simply right clicking on empty space just like this, and come here to where we have the new. Okay, when you click on the new, you can see that we have folder here. Come and then click on it, and then over here we are going to name the folder as my first app. Okay, so you just have to come and then click on it to select it, and then come and then click on add. So now you can see that it's going to ask you to allow it, and then come and then click on yes, so that it is going to be allowed. So from here you see that all these options cannot be clicked because we are within a restricted mode, okay, because we added a folder to it. So we have to come and then click on the manage. Okay, when you click on it over here, you can simply come and then trust it. Okay, so simply come and then click on tracks workspace and continue so that it will allow us to work in it. As you can see, we are within our workspace now. That is my first project, and then from here you see that it has changed from anti-gravity to our folder name, and that is my first app. And then over here we have the models as well, and as I said, we are going to use Gemini 3 Pro for this tutorial. Okay, so when you come here also, you see that we have these options, and then we have the explore. Okay, so when you click on the explore, this is where you are going to find where you have your projects. Okay, so this is the project name, that is the workspace, and then we have our folder right here. So in front of the workspace, you see that you can add files, we can add folder, we can come and then refresh, and then we can also collapse it. Okay, so over here let's learn how to add the file. So you have to come and then select the folder that we have created, and then come and then click on new file, and then over here let's name it. So I'm simply going to name it as index.html. Okay, so when you type in the name, simply press enter on your keyboard, and then it is going to save it with the name. So as you can see, we have successfully added a file inside our folder, and then from here this is our index.html file. Okay, good. So now we know exactly how to save our workspace, how to create folder, and then how to create a file. Now let's come and then tell Gemini to write something in our file for us. So I'm going to say that Gemini, I have an index.html file inside my folder, and that is my first app folder. I want you to write a code for this app that I'm working on. Okay, so we are going to pick any app, and I'm going to select a scientific calculator. Okay, so after writing it, all that you have to do is simply come and then click on the send, so that Gemini will write the code inside it for us. So you can see from here that Gemini has thought of it, and then Gemini has given us some implementation plan. Okay, so when you can see that Gemini is saying that instead of just writing the index.html code, Gemini is going to write the full app codes for us. Okay, so we have to look at the implementation and then proceed with it. So from here, you see that we have the implementation plan right here, and this is what Gemini wants us to do right now. Okay, so Gemini is going to give us the index.html codes along with any other thing that will help us build our app. So now that we have reviewed it, you can come and then click here, that is proceed. So let's click on proceed so that Gemini can continue with it. So from here, you see that Gemini is working on it. Gemini is going to write the full code for us to build our scientific calculator app. So as you can see from here, Gemini wants us to set up the project. Okay, so from the setup, Gemini is going to write all this code for us. So we have to allow Gemini access to use our Chrome browser. Okay, so that Gemini can do it for us. So as you can see, that is what Gemini is asking from us, and then Gemini has given us everything that we need. So when you scroll down from here, you are going to see that over here we have to come and then allow Gemini to verify our Chrome browser so that Gemini can use it. Okay, so from here we have to come and then set the browser up. Okay, and then as you can see, one requires input. Okay, one step requires input. So come and then click on the setup. Now when you click on the setup, Gemini is automatically going to open our browser, and then we have to install the Chrome extension so that Gemini can use it. Okay, so come and then click on install extension, and it will bring you right here to the extension whereby you can simply come and then click on add Chrome extension. So from here we have to simply come and then click on add extension. So when you click on add extension, it is going to install, and then it is going to sign in directly into the Chrome. Okay, and it is going to give Gemini access to use our Chrome browser. So as you can see, this is the app that Gemini has created. That is the scientific calculator app, and it is working perfectly fine. So as you can see from here, Gemini has successfully created the codes. That is the index.html code that I asked Gemini to do alongside with any other code to create the app. So this is the work through. Okay, and then when you scroll down, you see that Gemini has given us a display of the full app, and we can find all the codes inside our folder. Okay, so over here you see that 3 files has been created. We can come and then click on accept all so that it will be accepted. So from here you see that from our app folder we have our index.html, we have any other thing that Gemini created to make the app come to life. So from the top here, when you come and then click on the index.html, you see that we have all the codes right here. Okay, so when you scroll down, you see that Gemini has written all the codes for us, and then Gemini also added the star.css and then the JavaScript as well, all the codes to make the app function perfectly fine. And we can see it from here. So you see that we have the JavaScript code right here. So we have all the codes that Gemini has written, and then we also have the star.css codes right here. So when you click on it, you see that we have all the codes right here as well. Gemini has done a fantastic job, and this is the walkthrough. Okay, the walkthrough. So from here, you can simply come here to the files, and then we have to make sure that we save our project so that we don't lose it. So we have to come and then click on auto save so that our project will be saved for us so that we don't lose it. Okay, so over here you see that we have this too. We have extension. So the extension that we installed for the Chrome too, you can install more extensions. We have the source control if you want to put it to GitHub and all that. So we have the search also. We also have the run and then debug, and then we also have the explore for remote as well. Okay, so the next thing that we have to learn is that over here from the menu, you can simply come and then change the theme. So when you click on the file and then you come here to the preference, over here you see that among them you have the themes here. Okay, so you can simply come and then put the mouse on the theme, and then over here you can simply come here to the color theme and then click on it. So if you don't like how the theme is looking or how the color is, you can simply come and then pick the one. So the one that I'm using is dark Visual Studio. Okay, that is the Visual Studio dark, and it is awesome and I love the look. Okay, if you want, you can choose mine as well, and that is it. So now the next thing that we have to look at is how to use the terminal. So from here you can see that we have terminal. You come and then click on it, and you can simply come and then click on new terminal. Okay, so the terminal is where you can enter functions and then command. Okay, so you see that the terminal has opened inside our app folder, and then let's try and then check the Gemini version that we are having. So we simply type Gemini space dash version just like this, then you hit enter, and it's going to show the version of Gemini that we are using, and this is the version of Gemini that we are currently using. Okay, so this is also how to use the terminal. Let's say you want to add a new terminal. All that you have to do is simply come here to the PowerShell where we have the plus, the down arrow, come and then click on it. And then you can simply come and then add new terminal from here. You can add new terminal window, PowerShell, and everything right from here. Okay, so this is actually how to use the Google Antigravity. Like the video and then see you in my next video.